Hello and welcome to the Junior 1 Medication Calculation Practice Questions. Today we will be going over questions 1 through 10, and please continue to follow the guidelines as you see below. Number 1 and number 2 will be based on this order: Abilify 30 milligrams PO daily times 2 weeks, then 15 milligrams PO daily. Drug available is Abilify 10 milligrams. So let's go ahead and start with number 1. And number 1 is asking us for tablets per day. And number 2 is also asking us for tablets per day. The only difference is number 1 is asking for the first 2 weeks. Number 2 is asking for after the first 2 weeks. As you can see from the order, number 1's order is 30 milligrams per dose, while number 2, the order is based on 15 milligrams per dose. The availability and frequency will be the same for numbers 1 and 2. Availability is 10 milligrams per tablet. Frequency is 1 dose per day. So using our equation of order times available, you'll have 30 milligrams per dose. Multiply that by tablet over 10 milligrams, because we want our milligram units to cancel so that we're left with 3 tablets per dose. Our frequency is 1 dose per day. Dose units cancel and you're left with 3 tablets per day for number 1. For number 2, it'll be 15 milligrams per dose, 1 tablet per 10 milligrams to cancel the units of milligrams. So you're left with 1.5 tablets per dose. Multiply that by the frequency so the dose units cancel, and you're left with 1.5 tablets per day for number 2. Number 3 is based on this order: Lexapro 7.5 milligrams PO in the morning daily. Drug available is Lexapro 5 milligrams per 5 mLs. How many mLs would you give in the morning? So the units that we're looking for are milliliters per dose. Our order is 7.5 milligrams per dose. Our availability is 5 milligrams per 5 ml. Our frequency is 1 dose per day. Using our equation, order times availability, you have 7.5 milligrams per dose. You want to go ahead and put 5 milligrams in the denominator so your milligram units cancel, 5 mLs in the numerator, and you have 7.5 mLs per dose. Final answer for number 3. Questions 4 and 5 are based on this order: Prolixin 5 milligrams POQ 6 hours. The drug available is 2.5 milligrams per 5 mLs. So our units that we're looking for number 4 are milligrams per day. Number 5 is milliliters per dose. So go ahead and write out what you know. The order, 5 milligrams per dose. Availability, 2.5 milligrams per 5 ml. Frequency is Q6 hours, so 24 hours divided by 6 hours is 4 doses per day. So for number 4, we're just going to focus on the order and the frequency because we want to stick to the milligrams per day. So setting this up, you're going to have 5 milligrams per dose, and you want to go ahead and cancel out the dose units. So you want 4 doses in the numerator, 1 day in the denominator. Dose units cancel, and you get 20 milligrams per day. Final answer for number 4. And for number 5, we're looking for mLs per dose. So now we're going to go ahead and make sure that we have and we use our availability 2.5 milligrams per 5 ml. So we're going to go ahead and use our equation, order times available, 5 milligrams per dose. And you want milligram units to cancel, so you're going to put 2.5 milligrams on the denominator, 5 mLs in the numerator, and you get 10 mLs per dose because milligram units cancel. Final answer for number 5, 10 mLs per dose. Order for number 6 is diazepam, 6 milligrams IM, BID. The drug available is diazepam injection, 10 milligrams per 2 ml or 5 milligrams per ml, and it's for IM or intravenous use. So this is the correct medication that we're going to use. And number 6 is asking how many mLs would you withdraw from the ampule per dose. So the units that we're looking for are mLs per dose, and our order is 6 milligrams per dose. Availability is 5 milligrams per ml. Frequency is BID or 2 doses per day. So we're going to go ahead and follow our equation. Order times availability, 6 milligrams per dose. We want the milligram units to cancel, so we want 5 milligrams in the denominator, milliliters in the numerator, and you're left with 6 divided by 5, which is 1.2 mLs per dose. So final answer in your box, 1.2 mLs per dose. Number 7, the order is for Thorazine, 20 milligrams deep IM, TID. The drug available is Thorazine. It's a 10 ml multi-dose vial, which means you can use your vial more than once. The concentration is 25 milligrams per ml. The question for number 7 asks, how many mLs of Thorazine would you give per dose? So the final units are looking for are mLs per dose. Your order is 20 milligrams per dose. Availability is 25 milligrams per 1 ml. Your frequency is TID, or 3 doses per day. Following the equation, order times available, you'll have 20 milligrams per dose. You want milligrams to cancel, so you put 25 milligrams in the denominator, 1 ml in the numerator, and you get 20 divided by 25 is 0.8 mLs per dose. So final answer is 0.8 mLs per dose for number 7. Number 8, the order is Abilify 6 milligrams IM stat, And then in oral dosage, drug available is Abilify 9.75 milligrams per 1.3 mLs. How many mLs should the patient receive stat? So what we're looking for is mLs per dose as our final units. The order is 6 milligrams per dose. Availability is 9.75 milligrams per 1.3 mLs. Frequency is just one dose. Stat. So following our equation, you're going to have 6 milligrams per dose. You want milligrams to cancel, so you want 9.75 milligrams in the denominator, 1.3 mLs in the numerator. 6 times 1.3 is 7.8 divided by 9.75 is 0. mLs of Abilify per dose. Final answer. Number 9 and 10 are based on this order. Vitamin B12, 500 micrograms IM, 2 times per week. The drug available, so we have 2 availabilities. We have vitamin B12 as a 100 microgram per ml, or vitamin B12 as 1,000 micrograms per ml. So number 9 is asking which vitamin B12 would we use? So instinctively, when you look at this, if you use a smaller amount, so if it's 100 micrograms per ml, you will have to inject intramuscularly more volume. If you use 1,000 micrograms per ml, you will inject less volume. So think about when you're giving an injection to a patient, would you want to give more fluid or more volume or less volume? Ideally, you want to give less volume so that it's faster, quicker, and you have to drop less. And it takes less time. So in number 9, the cartridge that you would use would be 1,000 micrograms per ml. Number 10 is asking how many mLs of vitamin B12 would you give? So let's go ahead and figure that out. We're going to look for mLs per dose. Your order is 500 micrograms per dose. Your availability is 1,000 micrograms per ml. Frequency is 2 doses per week. So using the equation order times available, you would have 500 micrograms per dose. You want micrograms to cancel the units, so you have 1,000 micrograms on the new denominator, mLs in the numerator, and you will be giving 0.5 mLs per dose of vitamin B12 IM. Final answer, 0.5 mLs per dose. And you would pick the 1,000 micrograms per ml for number 9.